Right, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to kick some tires or have a review of my Dunlop D908RR that I was riding to and back from Romania and did some off-road down there. You're also going to get some bonus here compared to other kind of tires, ADV tires, and what they're good at and so on. And you will also get a little bit of a bonus in the end of a Reckles 25 system that I just put together today, and to see if that could be something for some kind of rides. Alright, let's kick it off. I've been riding this season on the Dunlop D908RRs, and I have them on my narrow set of rims, my XL rims. It's power part. This tire is a very off-road oriented tire. It's 100% off-road, I would like to say, not the 50-50 tire or so. You can see that on the pattern. Front and rear. In the beginning of the season, I was very curious about these tires, on how they perform on the different surfaces, and of course how they wear, and the mileage of these tires you could get out of them. So, put it shortly, 6,300 kilometers, that was the ride for these tires. 1,000 kilometers here at home for some various ADV riding, and then a transport on curvy asphalt down to Romania, and like 15 days of off-road on Romanian trails, demanding trails, with fully packed bike most of the days, except 2 days I think, where we were when we packed off the bikes, and then back home to Sweden from Romania, curvy asphalt as well, avoided highways. So how did they perform? Well, I'm sitting on a pile of tires here, so I could easily compare a little bit how they perform. I had very good pattern when we came to Hungary, where we were riding the Trans-European Trail, section 19, towards Romania, and on these 15 days of riding in Romania. Very good pattern on the off-road and on the trails. I can also say it is a very, very quiet tire. It's soft compound in them, they're very, very quiet, even on highway and on asphalt. And you can see that's kind of pattern, it really bites into the whatever surface actually. It is the most quiet knobby tire that I've ever had on the bike, for sure. It also feels like the most grippy knobby tire I've ever had on the bike, especially the front. The rear have a little bit of different pattern, very bitey on the sides I would say, so curvy asphalt no problem. I have been on the absolute edges of these tires, then the pattern in the center of the rear tire that really maximize the mileage of this tire, what you could expect. So out of this 6,300 kilometers, the front is definitely toasted. You could of course ride a few kilometers more on them, but they are definitely toasted. You can easily see that they are worn down to almost the core of the tire in the center part. The rear could have last for 1,000 kilometers more, it looks like, especially in transports. I would expect this tire, especially the rear tire, to not have this mileage if you have been wrapping on them, so to speak, with the friends, when we are more like rally riding on our rides. Probably a lot faster. Wait, I think we have a pause. The circumstances was that I was riding about 2 bar front and rear on these tires on the transports, and about 1.2 bar on all the trail riding, both front and rear. To run that low, a fully packed bike, if not fully packed, I could run them lower. I have rim locks on these rims. So these are tube type of tires. Will there be another set of these 908s on the bike? Hell yes. I will definitely run a second set on the bike with this Dunlop D908RRs because they perform so great, and I'm also curious how they perform on my normal type of ADV riding back here at home, more mixed with unpacked bike and a lot more twist on the throttle than traveling. Really good tires, I'm really happy. I will also say that I'm supplied by Dunlops with these tires, so you're okay with that. I want to be very transparent. And I'm really happy to have that support from Dunlop. Really happy, because I've not run Dunlops before, so I'm new on them, but it looks very, very good. With that said, on my stock rims on the bike that sits on it right now, I have the Dunlop Trailmax Raid. Awesome 50-50 tire, actually something like 70-70, because they are better on the trails that I thought from the beginning because of the pattern on these tires. I have not been riding too far on them yet, maybe 200 kilometers, but they are very, very promising. Of course, super slippery on wet grass for the rear. That was what I've seen so far, but that's most tires actually are. Without to release the pressure, at least, for more grip. So more Dunlop tires for me. I will do a review on the Raids later, of course. Okay, so compare these to other tires. What other tires do I have had on the bike lately? Came originally with these Mitas E07 Plus. They are named something else today. It's a very, very 50-50-ish tire. I actually swapped them from the bike a lot earlier than they were toasted, so they will probably last for a tour to Wood Cup from here where I live in Western Sweden and back. And that is actually as far as it is to ride down to Romania from where I live. If someone would like to have these tires to put on the bike, please come and get them. Nothing wrong with them, I just didn't like them for the kind of riding I did at the time. I also have a set of Motoz Desert here. Super toasted rear here, of course, and the front. That's a less aggressive tire than the 908 or the Michelin Trackers that I also have here on the pile. Very, very long mileage on these Motoz tires generally, but they sound like a rocket on the road. I really didn't care because I ride mostly on other surfaces than asphalt, but on transport and asphalt they are really annoying actually. Very good mileage, of course, and so on. Very good travel tire as well, aggressive travel tire I would say. The front is a little bit more sketchy than a full knob tire, so to speak, but they are good. Then we have the Michelin Trackers here, totally toasted rear and actually rather good front still here. Not very good mileage on the Trackers, they're very soft and you need to at least have 2 rear tires per front tire normally. These have been run with mousse instead of tube, so to have light is super low pressure on the tire with super grip on the trails. It was pretty much like running on 0.8 bar, and that gives really, really awesome traction to do like that. But with the rim lock and tube you can do the same thing on my narrow rims here that I really, really appreciate that I have 2 sets of rims, so we could change between more roady between more 50-50 and travel tires and more aggressive tires. So how come that before Romania I was thinking about what tires should I use for this travel? Should I go for the more travel tire, the Dunlop Raids, or with the 908RRs? In the end I choose to go with the 908RRs because I definitely wanted the best possible ever grip when I came down to Hungary and Romania. And the transport, we were very easy on the tires. We were maximum riding 100 kilometers per hour, more likely like 80 kilometers per hour on the transports with moderate loaded bikes for 3 weeks adventure. Okay, that was it about these tires. Well, I also have one small bonus here about tooling. I have tire levers that are my favorites in front of you here. First thing is the Rolling Mavericks aluminium tire lever with a 32 ring spanner in the end that fits both my rear and front wheel axle. And it's very rounded and nice on this tire lever side. Very good to work with. I know that there are other brands as well, but this is the Rolling Maverick. I really like their tools. They have lightweight tools in a large range. They also have your third hand, a bead body, so to speak, that you also bring always. It's always good to have a third hand when you change tires. Makes things very easy. I also like these Bead Pro short levers because you could break the bead very easily with this. I have tried so many times with crossing, with crossing the tire levels and so on, and that just feels like a good thing to do if you can't do it in another way, with your side stand on the bike or friend's bike, of course, and so on. But with these ones, you always know that you could break the bead on your tire very easily. You need to work around. I really like these ones. I'm not sponsored with anything, bought myself. I have some support and collab with Rolling Mavericks and so on. Very nice tools and so on. Another thing that I brought on my Romania trip and also on the ADV Hangout this spring. I have a video from the ADV Hangout here in Sweden with a lot of interesting stuff on riding. I have this. It's a Asperex jump starter that also works like a air compressor to my tires, and also a power bank. Looks like this. I have it in a video before, in the Hangout video actually. It's rather large compared to have a separate compressor, portable compressor that is rechargeable. But this also is a power bank and the jump starter. I have actually used all the features on my rides, both at the Hangout and actually at the Romania trips as well, to friends. And I actually had to have the jump started on my own bike as well, because I killed the battery with the ignition on. Very good thing to have, a little bit bulky, but on long travel, one of you could have it. Or if you travel alone, it's more or less essential to have tools like that with you, because you need to rely on yourself. What I can say about this kind of tires is all of them could do adventure riding, packed up travel riding, or more aggressive trail riding with your buddies where you twist the bike and so on, and throttle and brap. The only difference is with a very aggressive tire like the 908, you could push the bike a little bit more in the twisties and the turns. You can rely that you always have a good bite on the front. That makes that you could twist a little bit more, squeeze out some more of your skills, so to speak. And that's why I like this kind of tires myself. Real novice for 100% off-road, and not really the 50/50s. But the 50/50s, they will do all kind of ADV, but you can't maybe push that last 5 or 10% out of you with confidence. But if you also like confidence, this kind of knobby tires also give you confidence, even if you don't throttle on like crazy. You have moderate speed and a travel speed. You get a lot of confidence with these tires, and I don't think that the mileage is too bad actually. If you don't ride the decline of serpentine roads, that was what's killing these tires actually. Hard braking in declines on asphalt. The Transalpina and the Transfaragasan in Romania really killed these tires, not the trail riding. Alright guys, so these collaborate on this in the comments or on your own videos or whatever. I promised you some more bonus material here. Let's go and have a look on my Reckles 25 system. Alright? Alright, so let's leave this tire pile here and look at this one. I just made myself a Reckles 25 system here. Really cool actually. I have on the base my Reckles 10 in the beautiful desert color. Unfortunately not available anymore in that color. And that consists of 2 bags that are 5 liter each in these holsters. And you can also see that I have my Alpine R60 system 15 liter top bag that actually fits in the straps that are included in the Reckles 10 system. Have this large strap in your riding direction, so to speak, and that actually fits directly like it does on the A60 system with these buckles. And then you have these transverse straps on the Reckles 10 that just swaps around, so you can't really use these ones that you use on the A60 system and base. So how cool is this? This is a Reckles 25 system, except from that pin roll tool roll on the Perun Moto rack. I just strapped it on there because I can't fit the tools in if you go on minimalistic camping. You can definitely do minimalistic camping with 25 liters if you want to. Look at this beautiful, beautiful system. It packs very narrow on the bike, and you can also take off your 15 liter bag if you go to a cabin and ride with the bags and only have the tools. And in this case I have a first aid kit in one side. If I go camping, I'm probably happy with my first aid kit that I already have on the bike. But this is very good if you're on group riding or travels, that at least one of you have this one, and then a personal kit that is a little bit smaller. So what I have a fit in this. On top I actually have a complete camping kit with a hammock, mattress, hammock and tarp. And on the side, that's super compressed, on that side I have a stove and as well a warming layer. How cool is that? So there is small space. I could easily have 5 liters more here and a few liters more on the other side, and I could squeeze in some more in this 15 liter as well. What do you think about that? It's actually rather cool. This bag is actually awesome, this 15 liter Alpine Reckles 60 system bag. It's a 15 liter top bag from that system. You have a handle, and the bottom of this bag have a thick padding, so you could actually store sensitive stuff here that will not bounce on the bike. Okay, I think that was all from a rainy Trollhättan in Sweden. What's coming up? It could be some what I've learned about layering, the latest, how you layer up your clothes for adventure riding. I have some new ideas there for myself at least. And have a good time on the trails out there, and I see you next time. Cheers.